Hello everyone and welcome to the quarter three. Hello everyone, welcome to quarter three Morrison Academy Type A Counseling Center, Parent T. And so today I want to talk about high school course selection. The students will be meeting with me soon to talk about their high school classes. I've already surveyed them and had them fill out a Google form, and they let me know what they might be interested in. But now we'll schedule individual meetings with students, and we'll really work out finalizing their high school schedule for next year. So there's some things that I want to talk about and make you aware of. And at any time, if you have questions, please feel free to email me, or if you're more comfortable in Mandarin, you can always email Miss Bonnie Wong in the counseling office if you have any questions. We want to answer your questions and help you understand the system. Okay. Slides. There we go. So for today, I would like to talk about graduation requirements, course selection, talk about AP courses, talk about online courses, and we'll just talk about how SAT testing and college admission. Well, how does that relate to like courses? Let's start with graduation requirements. If you aren't aware, this is an overview of graduation requirements. All of this information can be found on our website. So if you can look at it there, if you have any questions, let us know. We are a Christian school, so Bible is required for every semester that a student is enrolled. So students should plan accordingly. Most of those classes are scheduled for the students. We have specific Bible classes for grades 9, 10, 11, and 12. English credits, we do have 4 planned English classes for students, and so the selection process is really in the upper levels. If they want to take AP literature in the senior year, they could choose that. If they want to choose extra courses, we've had students who find an online class in, say, journalism or creative writing. You can add, elective, English credits, but there are these 4 required English classes for graduation. For math, 3 classes are required for graduation, but a student may elect to take more math courses than that, of course. And social studies, 3 credits are required. We have built into the schedule world history, U.S. history in grade 11. They can choose AP level U.S. history, grade 11. We also have government here. Moving on to science. Only 2 credits are required for graduation, but again, if students are interested in going into college majors that are involved in the STEM, science, medical, things like that, then of course they need to plan on taking more than just 2 sciences. PE and health are required. VPA is visual and performing arts, so that's art classes or music classes, even yearbook, because they create a product. Those classes count as visual or performing arts. A student only needs 1 credit for graduation requirements. Now, foreign language is not a graduation requirement to graduate and leave Morrison. But it is a requirement for most universities. They want to see about 2 years of language or more. So I do tell students they need at least two years of language. And universities are typically looking for 2 years in the same language. So again, we can talk about that. We do have some students that they finish their Mandarin and even move on to another language. So do plan for high schoolers to take at least 2 years of language, even though it's not a graduation requirement. Now, this is a document that I've made online. It's on the website as an example. And as I begin to work individually with students, I will create a document like this in Google Drive with their specific name on it, and I will share that document with them. And when we meet, we use this sheet to look at graduation requirements. Have they met graduation requirements, or are they still working on it? And we'll edit all of this information in here to accurately represent what they have taken, and even do some planning, future planning, for courses that they might want to take in the future. So this is the 4-year high school planning sheet, and so as students meet with me, they should be aware of this. So this is an example where I've highlighted this green. This means like the student has taken those courses, and with the amount of like VPA, Visual and Performing Arts, just as an example, I've highlighted green. They have fulfilled that graduation requirement. And again, this is just a good way for the student and I to be on the same page and tracking their progress in high school classes. This is just an example of the high school schedule. Each year, this is subject to change and adjustment, but we try not to make major changes so that there's consistency for the students as they move up in grades. They know what to look forward to and what to expect. So these sheets are posted online, and they're also posted throughout the high school floor, and students are actually given this schedule. For the first day of school, they will get a schedule for their grade. So you'll see these in the students' folders in their lockers, and so it gives them details of like when is their class and their schedule for the week. It also shows, if they want to look at future grade levels, it also shows like the classes that are in the same time frame. So in those cases, they may have to choose, in the future I want to take this class and this class, but they're at the same time. So I'm going to have to take those in different school years, right? So yeah, this is an example of a schedule, high school schedule. The course selection. So I will be meeting with 8th grade in their guidance classes. In fact, I have already met with them once, talking about the high school system of credits, graduation requirements, a different grading scale for high school. So I've been training the 8th graders on what to expect as they transition from middle school to high school. The next time that I meet with them, I will be giving them information on how to actually sign up for their courses for grade 9. Now, the 9th grade schedule, though, is mostly scheduled for them. Their core subjects and their subjects, they're already scheduled. There's only a few classes where there are options, really. Depending on their 8th grade math, we will place them in their high school, their 9th grade math. And then there are a few classes like art or music, where they have some choices. Also, grade 9 students can choose to take an online course. And so the online courses, we'll talk about those in a little bit. So they have an option there as well. Most of their schedule is, like I said, preset for them, and I will talk to them about where do they have choices, where do they have options. Okay? And yes, I've already met with many of the high schoolers, and like I said, I surveyed them before, and so now will be some of our final meetings in the next couple of months, March and April, to meet with them and solidify their schedule for next year. My goal is to have all of their schedules finalized by May 1st, but realistically speaking, there may be some who have questions or need some more help, some more advice. That's okay, but my goal for the majority of students is to try to have those schedules nailed down by May 1st. Okay, let's talk about APs. We do have AP courses in our curriculum, and we also have some choices for APs online as well. These are the courses at the AP level that we do offer here at MAT, and just so you know, we are working on the addition of 2 AP classes. Again, that's not a guarantee, but it depends on the teaching staff availability to offer that course, and it also depends on student interest. To run a class, we must have several students. For some classes, 5 or more students. A good number for these new AP classes would be 10, would be ideal, 10 students to create and run new AP classes. Those AP classes are the new ones. AP Psychology, we're trying to get that up and running, and AP Computer Science. So those are in the works. If students are interested, I would love to have them come talk to me and confirm their interest in those classes to see if we can get those new classes running. But we do have AP Chinese, AP Stats, AP US History, AP Calculus, AP Chemistry, AP English, and AP Bio. Many of these AP classes are really set for grades 11 and 12, many of them, because students have to take prerequisite classes in the younger grades before they qualify for these APs. The real exception to that is AP Art. If they're a really good student and they think they're ready for the AP Art, that could be possibly in grade 10. We would have to talk about their schedule. AP Chinese. AP Chinese is the only class, it's the only AP available for grade 9 through 12. If the Mandarin teachers do their placement testing and say that a 9th grader is actually ready for AP Chinese, then that's the only AP that a 9th grader can have, and that's determined by the Mandarin teachers. So if they're interested in that, they need to be talking to their teachers, and they will be given a placement test. Okay? But we do have limits in our Morrison policy on AP courses. There are 2 reasons for this. We often have students and parents ask why. Why do we have limits? One of them is to create balance in the student's life. The more APs, the more academic work they're going to have. There is benefit in demonstrating that the student can handle more academic work, but we also want them to have room in their lives for sports and time with family and free time. So having good balance in their lives, but also we kind of talk about it as protection for them in the application process for college. When students apply for college, I send the universities a school profile. That's information about our school, about our accreditation, and also about our policy, which includes AP. So the university understands that the student has a limit on the number of APs that they can take in our program. So that is all that the university can expect them to take. So on average, the students, if a student has the AP Mandarin plus other AP courses in grades 10, 11, and 12, their maximum is about 7 APs in high school. And so as they're applying to college, the university understands that that is their limit. And within that system, they see, yeah, that's, the student has taken several AP courses. They've taken the maximum that they could, and they performed well academically in those courses. They scored well on the AP exams. And so from there, the universities are making their admission decisions. And so we have found that we have not had students come back and say, well, I didn't get into this school, or the university said they didn't accept me because of APs or a lack of APs. Well, I have not experienced that yet. We have students that do academically very well within those AP limits, and we have had a great track record of college admissions. So if you're interested in that, we actually post that on our website as well. You can see a list of universities where our students have been accepted. And I think it's quite a good list, and that's a testament to their work, and it shows that within the system they can be highly successful. So again, like I said before, the Mandarin or Chinese AP is the only one that 9th graders can have. 10th graders can take APs. Typically, the online APs are available to them in grade 10. Like I said before, most of the AP courses that we have on campus require some prerequisite classwork in grade 9 and 10, and are available to students in grades 11 and 12 here. And it is our policy that all students that take an AP course are required to take the AP exam at the end of the year to get the AP designator on the transcript, and they get an additional grade point average boost. For example, a regular high school A is worth 4 points in the GPA mathematics. An AP class, an A gives them 5 points in the GPA calculation. So they get that GPA boost if they take an AP course, and they must take the AP exam at the end of the year. There are some students that ask, can I just study myself and take the exam? And that is an option. But just to understand, we need to be very clear, very transparent. If a student takes an additional AP exam, that's fine. But if it's not an approved class, it will not be on their transcript for Morrison. They can have the AP scores that come from College Board, and they can send those to universities when they begin to apply for college. They can have additional AP scores. So that's one thing that some of our students ask for, and it's something that they do, but it will not be on the Morrison transcript. Okay. Online courses. This is an option that we have so that students can supplement their schedule with classes and topics that we don't offer here at MAT. And so, we have specific online providers that we work with. One, because they are accredited, and they are also Christian institutions as well. So the 7-Star Academy and Ethos Academy are the ones that we affiliate with. And so a student needs to look at those online schools, look at those course lists, and decide, is there a course that benefits my schedule, supplements my schedule, and it's something they would be willing to do online. They request that from me, and I approve that with the principal, and we add that to their schedule. Yeah. So yeah, it must be approved. And so the online class, that grade and GPA is added onto their Morrison transcript because we have approved it, we accept that credit and that GPA. Regular Morrison tuition will cover one online class. So it's not an additional fee to add one online class to their high school schedule. There are some students who request additional classes. We'll talk about that, but any extra class online, the family will be responsible for the fees for that course. So that's something that we need to talk about before we finalize their schedule, before we order online classes. Okay. If a student takes an online AP, again, it counts within that AP limit for the grade level. So they have to keep that in mind. And students should be selecting online classes, again, because Morrison does not have it. If Morrison has that class here, then they should not be taking it online. They may need to wait until a higher grade level to take that class here. But yeah, our philosophy of online classes, they take those because they are not offered at Morrison. Okay. Just a mention here, I do want to make people aware of kind of like the testing that we do and the timing of that as we're planning high school, classes and like multiple grade levels. We're also looking at, okay, which grade levels should students take some of these standardized tests? And so here on campus, we do give the PSAT, the practice SAT, to grades 10 and 11 as a standardized test. Ninth grade, they can request to take the PSAT, and that's optional. The standardized test for grade 9 is the MAP test, which, if you've been here for several years, you're familiar with. Elementary and middle school takes MAP, and on up into grade 9, they take MAP as their standardized test. In addition to MAP, ninth graders can request PSAT. But I do caution the mathematics on the SAT and on the practice SAT goes up to Algebra 2, and so a ninth grader taking that math may not be ready for it yet. That's up to the student and the parents to understand the math level, the requirement for PSAT and SAT, and decide when to take those tests. Now the SAT, we do have 3 dates on the calendar each year for students to take the SAT here at Morrison Taipei. We always give the August SAT here, we give the December, and we give March SAT here on our campus. And just for clarification, the PSAT, I register all of the students for the PSAT test on campus. But registration for the real SAT is up to the student and parents on the College Board website. I have no control over the registration for SAT. I can advise and I can help, but the actual registration is through the student's College Board account. To sign in, find a test site, and register and pay for the SAT. Okay. AP exams, yeah. There's a combination now of digital and paper AP exams, and slowly they're adding more and more digital AP exams. And so again, all of the registration for the APs at this point in the year is finished. College Board asks us to finalize registration for AP exams quite early in the year, so that we can plan accordingly. And so at the beginning of each year in high school, I will send out emails and reminders. Any student in an AP course, you have to take the exam. And then I ask, is there anyone else who would like to take AP exams, for our Morrison students, MAT students? And we get those registration lists finalized and ordered, quite early in semester 1. And also, I do want to talk a little bit about researching college admissions requirements in relationship to high school course planning. I do recommend, as I'm meeting with high school classes, I have meetings with them each semester, I encourage them to begin looking at the admission requirements for universities that they're interested in, and courses that they may want to take or need to take if they're going into a particular major in university, so that as we're planning their high school classes, they know that they have what they need on their transcripts as they look to the future and plan to apply to universities, certain universities, and for certain majors. So they're very much interrelated. Are they doing some future thinking and some future research to know that their high school courses they're selecting now is preparing them well to be a good candidate to apply to those universities? Well, that is all that I have for today. I thank you for joining us. If you have any questions about any of the topics that I talked about today, feel free to reach out to us at the MATCC. You can look at our website. You can email me or Miss Bonnie Huang if you have any questions. And there's also a link on the website if you would like to make an appointment to come and talk face to face. I'm happy to do that. I want to make sure that your questions are answered and that we can help the students plan for their future high school classes and even college apps. The next T that I have will be on the subject of college applications. And so you can look forward to that in quarter 4. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
I learned a lot today. I